Innocent until proven guilty, I heard the Home Secretary say. Our judicial system is the best in the world, still the most respected today. It's an adversarial system where the best argument wins. We have to maintain law and order, what with all our political spins. Sometimes we have to persuade a jury that a defendant is legally sane, and the prosecution will psychobabble to keep it all simple and plain. We have a much safer system now with our technological tricks. Lord Lane added my sentiments too. Don't forget the Birmingham Six.
They treat him as a prisoner and, as I say, more or less repeating the same day all his life. And when he goes to the appeal court and is put out in the street, there's none of this ready for him. Nobody sits back and says, well, we'll have to give him a 6 months preparation for release or a year preparation for release. Effectively, he's taken with his bags and dumped in the street and saying, get on with it.
They threw me out with no money. Right? I stood outside Kirkham prison with no money in my pocket, right, in a plastic bag, right? And they didn't even give me a train ticket.
Since the release, there's been nothing, no help, no assistance. Just dumped, effectively dumped.
Sometimes, you know, you wake up and say, right, you know, where do I turn from here, you know? What help is out there, so, you know? And I remember going to the criminal justice section, and they turned and said, well, we can't do anything for you because you're no longer in the criminal justice section, even though you spent 25 years in prison, which is connected to the criminal justice section.
The only thing in your head is to prove your innocence and get released. And then you come out and within a short space of time, you don't even realise what's wrong with you because you don't fit in out here. When they throw us out at the Court of Appeal, they throw us out in the street and they expect us to get on with life, live like normal people outside. What's normal out here is not normal in prison.
The Miscarriages of Justice Organisation, founded by Paddy, both in England and in Scotland. It's a human rights charity. It's non-political. And basically our remit is to assist and help with advocacy for people that are inside, i.e. if they've not got a lawyer, if they need forensic experts, if they need to raise a profile of their case, we'll try and get the media interested in their cases. And also we'll help the campaigns, you know, so as they don't make the mistakes, that they can move quicker than when they just start out. So we're sort of a continuity for people who are still inside. And the other remit is to help people who have come out of prison after winning their appeal. You'll probably hear they just get dumped and thrown out.
It's usually about somewhere in the region of 6 months or more after you've been released that you start getting your problem, or rather that you start realising that you've got problems.
Anger, frustration, sorrow, disorientation, too many things pulling me in too many different directions. Once
the excitement of coming out and all that particular issues have gone, suddenly it hits them and they become chronically depressed, suicidal, and can't understand what's going wrong with it. But they're just not prepared for going out, so they haven't got their mindset for going out. And the problem is, if you're having a good time, why are you now having a bad time?
I came out here once my mother died, that was it. And I knew that when my mother died that it was going to happen, that I was going to go mad and just blast the pain away, numb myself with narcotics, and don't even feel or see or hear nothing.
Intimidation, fear, anxiety, stress, slight paranoia, which I managed to control it a bit, you know.
They might as well take us and put us in one of them fucking spaceships and send us to Mars. Because, be honest with you, we'd probably cope better on Mars than we do out here, the way they throw us out. Because it's just, the more, when you come out, everything's on top of you. The pace of living has accelerated so much than it used to be in the old days. Everything's speeded up so much. And you come out and mentally you're not equipped to deal with any of this. And for so many of us, the more we see, the more confused we get. We can't handle it. And the more that so many of us end up, we want to fucking run away. And you'll find that so many people that come out after a while, they start hiding themselves at home.
I've come across people who've come out of prison, gone into the street, heard the traffic, and run straight into their house, shut the door, pulled the bed over, and literally made themselves an own segregation room within the house. It's an agoraphobic reaction, which is very common.
I would sit in my flat sometimes and wait for a certain time at night when it was quiet. You know, to nip down to the Chinese or something, because I knew it'd be dead quiet, but they'd be in, straight back out again, come upstairs. You know, I'd choose my time to go and shop in my supermarket. First opened, Sunday, nobody in it, you know.